Hey friends, today I am going to teach you about how to find the area of a regular polygon using an apothem. So for today to be successful, I'd really like you to pause the video and get set up first. You need to have a piece of paper to write on. We're going to do 3 example problems. You also need a calculator and something to write with. So again, a calculator, something to write with, and a piece of paper for 3 example problems. And as soon as you're ready, go ahead and hit play. So first of all, we need to know what an apothem is. An apothem is a line segment from the center of a regular polygon to the midpoint of a side. Remember that a regular polygon has a special feature. In irregular polygons, all sides are congruent and all angles are congruent, so that if you know one side, you know all the sides. And this line segment goes to the middle, the midpoint of a side. I'm going to show you an example on the next slide, but make sure you have this definition down. So this is an example of an apothem. Part of the this pentagon got cut off, but the apothem is from the very midpoint of the circle, the center, to the midpoint of one of the sides. And it goes straight down and makes right angles. So if I had an apothem, it would go right here. Apothem would go right in the midpoint. So you can divide your shape up into different apothems. Go from the center to the midpoint. Now, a different name that you know is the radius. The radius goes from a center to a vertex. So that's different because it goes to a point. Oops, sorry, that one's crooked. So these are called radius or radii because there's more than one. But today we're talking about the apothem, the ones in yellow. So this is a formula for using the apothem to find the perimeter. Using the apothem and perimeter to find the area of a regular polygon. So if you know the apothem, again, this is the apothem. It goes from the center to a midpoint, and the perimeter is found by the distance around the figure. So if you know one of the sides, let's say let this be n, and then this one would be exactly the same, and this one would be exactly the same all the way around, because in regular figures, all side lengths are congruent, are equal. So you have 6 sides, so your perimeter would be 6 times whatever your n is, or in this case, we don't know it, so just 6n. The apothem is the center to the midpoint. So you take the perimeter times the apothem, and then you divide all of that by 2, and that will give you the area, or the area inside your entire polygon. We're going to do a few practice problems next. So again, to find the area of your regular polygon, you take the apothem times the entire perimeter of the shape, and then you find that product and then divide it by 2 and label your answer in square units, because again, it is the area, and area is always in units squared. So you have about 4 steps to do, but you can totally do this. We're going to get started next. You need paper and a pencil. So let's practice. Let's let this shape be the shape that we want to find the area of. So the first thing we need to do is to figure out the perimeter. And to do that, we need to count how many sides this shape has. If one side length is 4 and it's a regular figure, that means all sides are congruent. I want you to pause the video and see if you can count how many sides this figure has. Now when you counted the sides, you realize that this is a heptagon. This has 7 sides. So I need to take 4, and I can either add 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 7 different times, or you can multiply 4 by 7 to get the perimeter of 28 units. And the units in this case is meters, so I'm going to label it with meters. I then take my apothem, and you can write this down if you'd like, if it helps you. The apothem is 4.15 meters, and the formula for the area of this shape is going to be the apothem times the perimeter and divide it by 2. So the area is the apothem of 4.15 multiplied by the perimeter of 28, and that product needs to then be divided by 2. So pause the video, and I'd like you to practice using your calculator to see what you would do first. And remember that in your calculator you need to hit the equal sign before you hit dividing by 2. Pause the video and see if you can work out the answer. Now previously I said that you'd have to multiply before hit equals and then divide. You don't technically need to do that in this problem, because since you have just multiplication and division, your PEMDAS order, parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division in order from left to right. If you enter it like this, you'll also get the same answer. So both answers will lead to the correct answer of 58.1 meters squared, because order of operations goes from left to right, multiplication and division in order from left to right. So either way, you're golden. Your area of this heptagon is 58.1 square meters. Let's try another shape. So in this practice problem, you have a shape that has a 14 inches as a side length and an apothem of 9.63 inches. And you have to recall what the first step is to find the perimeter. So pause the video and see if you can find the perimeter if you're given one side length in a regular polygon to be 14 inches. All right, so when you found this perimeter, you took 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14, or the product of 14 and 5 because there are 5 sides. And when you multiply 14 times 5, you get a product of 70. So the perimeter is 70. Now then, if you wanted to find the area right away, you take the apothem of 9.63 inches, multiply that by 70, and divide it in half. Multiply by 0.5 or divide it by 2. So calculate and then label, please. Pause the video and replay when you're ready to go. All right, practice B, how'd you do? Did you get an area of 337 and 0.05 or 337 and 500 square inches squared? Good job, my friends, good job. We have one more. Oh, by the way, do you remember what this 5-sided shape is called? It is called a regular. And why is it regular again? Oh, because all sides are congruent, you said? Oh, exactly. I knew you said that. So regular 5-sided figure is called a regular pentagon. Just like the one in DC, my friends. And if you wanted to find the distance across the pentagon from here to here, all you would need is the radius plus the apothem. Smarties. All right, let's try practice C. So here's a new shape. Practice makes perfect. Pause the video and find the perimeter first. So when you counted this 9-sided shape, you knew that you'd have 9 6s. You could add 6 9 times, or you could take 6 times 9 to get a quantity of 54 for the perimeter, which is a distance around the shape. From there, the area of the figure is going to be the apothem multiplied by the perimeter and divided by 2. Pause the video and see if you can get the area of this nonagon. Na, 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 na. All right, drum roll. What'd you get? You check with your neighbor? What'd they get? Did you say 222 and 48/100 square meters or meters squared? Voila, my friends. From here, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to go to your Apothem style sheet and do some more practice, except for you're going to have nicer numbers, not as many decimals. Feel free to use your calculator, but please make sure to show all of your work. I appreciate it. Make sure you ask if you have any questions. Apothem style, my friends. I'll see you back real soon. Take care.